No one was supposed to notice the cubs. The royal enclave of the Varkesh Dominion floated above the trade world like a jewel. White alloy towers, ceremonial banners, honor guards in polished armor. Inside those walls lived the heirs of a predator empire. The cubs of House Karun. They were not small by most standards. Four-limbed, scaled, clawed, golden-eyed. They were born to rule battlefields. But that night they were hiding behind a broken service conduit. Thin tails wrapped tight, ribs visible beneath dull scales, stomachs burning with hunger. They had not eaten in 3 days. The reason was simple. Politics. House Karun had lost a vote in the High Blood Council. Another house had won. Food allocations were reduced. Servants were reassigned. No one spoke against it. Royal cubs did not starve. At least not officially, so the cubs learned to slip out, past old vents, through forgotten corridors, down into the lower docking tiers where off-world ships refueled. They smelled food everywhere. Hot oil, protein paste, spiced meat, they asked. They were refused. The merchants knew their faces. Royal crests still hung around their necks. Fear ruled stronger than pity. No one feeds royal cubs without permission. No one risks offending the High Council. So the cubs walked on, pride broken, hunger winning. That was when they reached Dock 7. A human freighter rested there. Scarred hull, old military registry burned away. Converted to civilian transport long ago, a single woman sat on a crate near the ramp. She wore faded combat fatigues, no rank, no insignia, sleeves rolled up, hands rough. A ration pack lay open beside her. The smell hit the cubs like a physical blow. Protein loaf, synthetic fats, nutrient gel, enough to keep a soldier alive in hell. The cubs froze. Humans were unpredictable. Humans were dangerous. Humans had defeated the Varkish in 3 border wars. The eldest cub stepped forward. He lowered his head, a royal gesture of humility. He spoke in broken trade, common. We are hungry. The woman looked up. She saw everything at once. The thin limbs, the dull scales, the way their eyes tracked the ration pack. She did not flinch. She did not reach for a weapon. She asked one question. Have you eaten today? The cub shook his head. She sighed. She picked up the ration pack. The cub stepped back at once. Refusal was expected. Mockery, perhaps. A call to security. Instead, she tore the pack in half. She held it. Out, eat. The eldest cub stared. We cannot pay. She shrugged. Not selling. We are royal. He said it quietly. She nodded, still hungry. She placed the ration on the crate between them. Then she stepped away. The cubs hesitated. Hunger won. They ate like soldiers, fast, controlled, no waste. The woman opened. Another pack, then another. She did not stop until the cubs slowed. Color returned to their scales. Tails loosened. Breathing eased. The youngest cub looked up. Why? The woman leaned against the crate. Because no one should starve, especially children. We are predators. The middle cub said. Our people have killed yours. She nodded again. So did mine. Silence stretched. The eldest cub spoke. They say, humans are weak. She smiled faintly. We are not strong in the ways you respect, but we endure. A security drone buzzed. Nearby, the cubs stiffened. The woman stepped forward at once. She raised her ident chip. Civilian feeding dependence. She said calmly. The drone scanned, logged, moved on. The cubs stared. You risked punishment. The eldest said. She shrugged. I have been punished. Before, they returned the next night, and the next, each time she shared her combat rations. Each time she ate less. On the fourth night, the eldest cub noticed. You are losing weight. She smiled. I know. Why do you do this? She sat beside them, because once I was starving too, because once I was a child in a war zone, because someone fed me when they did not have to, because humans remember debts like the cubs listened. Royal cubs were taught many things: honor, dominance, strength. They were not taught this. Weeks passed. The cubs grew stronger. They trained again, practiced claw forms in secret corridors, sharpened minds and bodies. They brought her things: a polished scale, a ceremonial cord, a token of House Karoon. She accepted them without understanding their value. Then the council found out. Summons came. The woman was arrested. Unauthorized interference in royal affairs, feeding assets without clearance. She was brought before the High Blood Council. Massive figures loomed above her, fangs bared, eyes cold. Why did you feed them? The high voice demanded. She stood straight. Because they were hungry. They are weapons. One counselor hissed. They are children. She replied. The chamber rumbled with anger. Execution was considered. Then the doors opened. The cubs entered. No, not cubs anymore. They stood, tall, strong, armored, royal heirs of House Karoon. The eldest spoke. You starved us. Gasps echoed. You weakened us. He continued. You thought hunger would teach obedience. He stepped forward. Instead, a human taught us endurance. He turned to the woman. She fed us with combat rations meant for war. She gave strength without loyalty demanded. That is the kind of strength that wins wars. The middle heir spoke. We challenge the council decision by ancient right. The youngest added, by right of survival. Silence fell. Ancient law could not be ignored. The vote was reversed. House Karoon was restored. Servants returned. Allocations doubled. The woman was released. The heirs escorted her out. At the dock, the eldest stopped. We owe you. She shook her head. You owe the next hungry child. He nodded. We will remember. Years later, the Dominion went to war again. This time with a greater enemy. Human ships stood beside Varkesh fleets. House Karoon led the charge. Their battle doctrine shocked the galaxy. Logistics before glory. Supply lines protected. Civilians fed. Children evacuated. When asked why, the High Heir answered simply, because hunger breaks armies, but kindness builds allies. And somewhere on a quiet trade world, a human woman opened a ration pack and smiled. Asterisk.